In our research, we looked at the extrusion of 2D data to the 3D space and implemented a framework of transformation parameters to transform graph data from 2D to 3D augmented reality. In 3 quantitative experiments, we then examined the parameters for interaction methods, data groupings, and visual links. In the first user study, we compared a user-controlled interaction and a constant interaction method with a control condition. In the constant condition, the user started the transformation but could not influence it any further. The transformation was executed with a constant speed and users had no opportunity to pause or reverse the transformation. In the user-controlled interaction method, the user pulls the graph out of the 2D display into its 3D representation in augmented reality. The user can also pause and reverse the transformation at any time. Spawn is the control condition where the 3-dimensional graph simply appeared next to the user in AR without any visual transformation. In the second user study, the 2 interaction methods were combined with 2 different groupings. In the cluster grouping, one cluster after another was transformed into 3D augmented reality, starting with the cluster in the top left. In combination with the constant interaction, the user again had no influence on the speed of the transition. In the color grouping, all nodes of one color were transformed into 3D augmented reality together, one color after another. Again, the user was not able to manipulate the speed of this transformation in the constant interaction method. In the combination of cluster grouping and user-controlled interaction, one cluster after another was transformed from 2D to 3D, but the users could speed up the transformation of non-relevant clusters and slow down the speed of the relevant cluster. The color grouping and user-controlled interaction condition then combined the transformation of one color after another with the ability to manipulate the transformation speed. In the third user study, 3 different visual link techniques that assist the user in maintaining the connection between the 2D and 3D representation of the graph were compared to a control condition without visual link. All conditions were combined with the user-controlled interaction and cluster-based grouping. Fade helped users maintain awareness of which cluster was currently transformed as the cluster slowly disappeared from the 2D display during its transformation to 3D. The trajectories provided the user with a line connecting each node during the transformation to its 2D counterpart, and then disappearing again when the respective cluster was fully transformed to avoid visual clutter. In this condition, the most important node of each cluster, the centroid, was connected by a line from its 2D representation to its 3D representation. In contrast to the trajectories, these lines were displayed permanently and did not disappear. The control condition provided no visual link and therefore resembled the cluster and user-controlled condition of the second study.